Okay. Press and the Down Beach Current were notified of this meeting. Copy of same was posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building. Would you please turn off all phones and electronic equipment? We apologize for the time. We're going to cut the meeting short. We're going to do our business. We won't do department head reports because there's scholarship awards scheduled for 5 o'clock. So would you all please stand for the flag salute? Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tom, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Becker?
Here. Mr. Blumberg?
Here. Ms. Tawley?
Here.
First item for discussion, Mr. Abbott, is a license agreement for the Marvin substation.
Yes, Mayor, that's our final, that's the Marvin substation is the new refurbishment, rebuilding of an electrical station to service the Down Beach area, including Ventnor, Marvin, hence Marvin, Ventnor, Marv 8. They want 2 gates to add security. The license agreement will permit them to do that. As I understand it, all of our various departments, the police department, fire department, public works, they're all on board, and they support the notion of the electric company erecting gates along the Fredericksburg Avenue portion of the right-of-way and Wellington Avenue. They're dirt streets, by the way, and for purposes of security of this substation. I think we're in good shape.
And that's during the time that they're doing the renovation of the substation, correct? Only?
No, I think it's permanent, right?
Is it
Yes,
permanent?
permanent.
Okay.
Yeah, so kids can't get in there, can't climb up on their equipment, stays out of it. Supposedly, that's going to greatly enhance our electrical service for future storms.
Okay. You want to continue? Comcast office?
Mayor, it has come to our attention, our sister community of Ventnor notified us that Comcast is seeking permission from the Public Utilities Authority to close down its island store in Ventnor Heights, also close down the Ocean City one, and close down, I believe they have one in Northfield. They want to focus everything and put it in one office outside of Pleasantville. I believe some of our sister communities are going to challenge that. I believe Ocean City is, I think Ventnor is, and we may want to, we just got notice of this too, that they don't want to have a Comcast office here. So if you have a problem with your cable, you're going to have to go drive over to the mainland to wherever this office is going to be, which you might want to consider voicing an objection to that to the Public Utilities Authority.
Okay.
I already talked to Fred. And we think, I think you should.
Okay. I do too.
What do you want to say?
Marty?
I'm good.
Okay. Brenda?
What, to respond to that?
I can't hear you.
Is the one that the office that we have now, I think, is just over the Dorset Avenue Bridge,
Ventnor
correct?
Heights.
And they want to close that one?
They want to close that. And the one in Ocean City.
I think we should request that it stay open.
Yeah, it's actually a petition in opposition from the governing body. In other words, saying to Comcast, keep an office open that's more convenient for, island communities.
Can you?
If I could interject for 1 second.
Certainly.
I have been in contact with our government rep because I did hear about this coming. And one of the things that I spoke with him about, because the office on Dorset Avenue did get damaged from the storm, and I guess they didn't deem it feasible to repair it enough, I made a couple of suggestions to him that he was very receptive to, and one of them was to try and look at some of the stores in the Ventnor Heights area. They have that big plaza back there with a lot of empty space, and it's available. And he did mention to me that he would take that under consideration and take a look at using part of that. So I haven't spoken to him. I spoke to him about it about a week ago, and I haven't spoken to him since. So if you'd like me to, I can continue that conversation.
Yeah, but why can't we object to that and also continue the conversation? Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know that I
Okay.
that I am trying
Can you
to
do
make some
something
kind of
next
amends to that.
Thanks, Fred.
Whatever.
I'm going to submit, if you direct me, I'm going to submit a petition into the Public Utilities Authority saying, no, we want you to maintain an island store convenient to Margate residents.
So directed, Mr. Abbott. Okay. We're in agreement.
All right, yeah.
Okay. Now you want to talk about the replenishment or the aggregate municipal?
Yes, and maybe the city clerk can assist me here, Tom. We did have a motion, we went into a closed session today, just now, this is for the public record, wherein we met with representatives from the Army Corps and from the NJDEP. We also had in attendance for these negotiations, Rich Borziani, I hope I'm saying his last name right, he's an assistant commissioner from the governor's office, and also Cindy Randazzo. The purpose of the meeting was to discuss the various aspects of the potential contract with the state of New Jersey with regard to beach replenishment, and that is we commonly refer to as the dunes. There are a number of issues, and it has been discussed at the executive, and you may at this workshop want to direct or make a decision to go forward with a public hearing or public meeting, Mayor and Commissioners, however you want to do that, but you would have to do that outside of the executive session, making a decision. We had also discussed the feasibility of sending letters to anybody who may have a potential ownership interest, which would have to be, they would have to execute an easement to allow the dune project, sand project to go forward if it affects their oceanfront property. Am I leaving everything?
No, that's good, and a large part of the meeting was about the easements and potential
say
acquisition of property, so
it's
that's why the reason was for executive.
Certainly, in my mind, a significant part of it is the easements because of the potential liability of the city of Margate. But there are also other issues concerning different paragraphs, allocation of monies, costs, costs to the city, what would the state pick up, what would the Army Corps pick up. And the bottom line is there's been, and I think you're going to have to make a decision, do you want to have a public hearing on this so that the members of the public can hear all the details and move forward on this?
I think we should have a meeting, this is my own personal, I think we should have a meeting. I think these people that were here and have left already suggested, with our approval, August 2nd at 5 o'clock. Could you advertise that meeting?
And where would we want the meeting, Mayor?
We're going to try and get the school, the Dominic Patina Performing Arts Center.
Okay, now that August 2nd, if for some reason the school can't accommodate us August 2nd?
They won't have to be here.
Huh?
They won't have to be here.
And it would have to be here. Okay. And Tom, I guess we're going to have to do a special notice. August 2nd is what, a Friday night?
Friday night, August 2nd.
Friday night, it's a Friday night at 5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock. That's so people for the weekend have the opportunity to come?
That is correct.
All right. Now, in addition, Mayor and Commissioners, there's discussion about sending letters out to the various beachfront owners. How do you want me to proceed on that?
I think that should be done. Marty?
I agree.
Brenda?
Yes, with the notification of the meeting.
All right, so then...
The only other thing that I might suggest, and I know that one of the gentlemen had an issue with Saturday, I think we might get better attendance if we hold the meeting on a Saturday night, understanding that people that drive down Friday might not be able to make a 5 o'clock meeting on Friday, so we might consider the Saturday night instead of Friday.
We asked them, Marty, and they did not want to come down here on a
Well,
Saturday.
Keith Watson with the Army Corps, who I think is, Keith Watson with the Army Corps he couldn't come on a Saturday. Maybe we can push it back later Friday night. Would that help, you think? Like maybe 7 o'clock?
I think that might be better,
Okay.
you know.
I would
might be
have
better.
preferred Saturday too, Marty, but...
Right. I just want to try and get as many people that need to know here.
Absolutely.
And also, I think we want to point out, Scott, too, that we didn't know this before today. The funding for the project's 100%.
The initial construction
Yeah,
cost
the
would be
initial for the dune and the-
100%. That is what they said.
Okay. So we'll do that. You want to do it at 7 o'clock? Is that better? Better for you? You're not going to be here.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
Let me make this
I'm okay
crystal
with
clear.
whatever time it is.
we're going to hold a special public meeting at the school auditorium at Thai School at 7 o'clock on Friday for the purpose of having the state and Army Corps representatives discuss with the public and with you aspects of this beach replenishment project.
That is correct.
Okay, and I believe we have at least one newspaper reporter here. It would be greatly appreciated if you would start to get that word out, because it's a very important meeting for the public. Now, do we want to do anything else special? Do we want to, is there something else?
Excuse me, Scott. I just learned that the Margate Memorials are Friday night. Is that a problem? I think it may be.
Is that the
Imagine that
same?
might be a
Is that
problem.
Maury? That's the second? That's not a good night.
That's not a good
All
night.
right. How about the following?
Well, Brennan couldn't make the following. Let me ask you something. Is it possible that the DEP people can make it on a Saturday and Watson could send someone else, or doesn't that work? Because Saturday is really the best.
No question about it.
Well, do you really need Keith Watson? if
That's
you
what I'm
have the
saying.
DEP?
I mean, we're missing one person. If we
I mean,
could
there's-
just, he could send a representative.
They have
Saturday's
worked.
better.
Or why don't,
Can we set it for Saturday and then have Scott contact Watson and let them know to send somebody?
why don't we, my preference was Saturday, why don't we do Saturday, like 10 o'clock, something, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we'll call them, and whoever can come, can come. They serve. Is that okay with you, Scott?
Well, it's fine with me, Mayor. Just tell me what it is. We'll do it.
Saturday the 3rd, is that correct? That eliminates the Margate Memorials,
Saturday, August 3rd, what time?
9:30 or 10. Sorry, Rich.
9:30 or 10?
10.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, okay. We up by 10?
Where?
High school.
Same place. We'll be at the...
And who at Thai School will,
We'll take care. We will notify.
Tom, you'll take care of that?
All right.
Tom will do that. All right.
Got it.
All right. Thank you for that, folks.
Thank you.
Scott, one more thing. The Energy Aggregation Co-op.
I can
That's
cover that.
Brendan's.
And then Mark from Remington and Burdick, Mark de Blasio, if there's anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got you looking for your name.
He can fill in, but let's see. The commission, we're going to vote later at the 5 o'clock or whenever that starts on a resolution to establish a government energy aggregation co-op consisting of 7 municipalities: West Cape May, Lower Township, West Wildwood, Woodbine, Absecon, and possibly Summers Point. This is simply the next step to the process. Margate reserves the right to end the process for any reason whatsoever. The advantages in electric savings to our residents of 1.5 to 2 months electric.
Does he have anything?
Oh, did you have anything to add to that, Mark?
Actually, we have someone here from Commercial Utility Consultants here if you have any specific questions, but we had a presentation, I believe it was several weeks ago, with all the communities involved, and there were very specific details about the program that were outlined. I don't know at what level the commissioners have been given information. If you have any questions, we have Commercial Utility Consultants here who can help assist and ask. And
What does it, Mark, what does this obligate the people of Margate to?
Okay, the Government Energy Aggregation Act is a program that can be enacted by municipalities to essentially provide deregulated energy through electric and gas, through third party, through a bidding process on a municipal scale that brings all of your residences in an opt-out program and your commercial businesses in an opt-in program.
What does that mean?
There's really no obligation. Margate can opt out, as Brenda said before. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, okay.
Mark, do individual residents have to opt out? So say I'm with Atlantic Electric now,
Yes.
and we sign up to this, then a resident will have to opt out with Atlantic Electric? Or can you explain how the logistics, how do the residents know what they're supposed to do?
Okay, let's take a step back here. It seems like there needs to be more information here. Essentially, on your electric bill, you have two segregated charges. You have a supply charge and you have a delivery charge. The delivery charge is Atlantic City Electric, which is essentially they own the infrastructure that brings you your energy into your building, the wires, utility poles, etc. Since the state of New Jersey is deregulated, you have the choice to select who supplies your electric and gas. So in this case here, if you are not with a third party, the city of Margate or a municipality can create an environment through a process through Title 14 in the state of New Jersey to do a reverse energy auction to essentially secure the best price for your residences and commercial entities within the city. The residents have to, under the law, opt out of the program, and there's a process for that. And I'll defer to commercial utility consultants on how they propose to do that. On the commercial side, you would commercial business would have to opt into the program.
How do the residents know that they have to opt out?
Well, it's probably more appropriate for me to have commercial utility consultants who actually made the presentation explain that to the commission. But essentially, there is a process that you would go through, which is regulated by the BPU and the DCA, and you have the flexibility to create your own public outreach and how you want to notify your residents. That could be in the form of meetings, advertisements, reverse 911 calls, websites, so you can craft the way you want to outreach to your people.
Is there this presentation that you're talking about? I don't know if was that done for. Certainly, I wasn't here for it. Was it a commission presentation? Because the presentation that you referred to, I'm not aware of. Brenda, is that something that you know about?
Yeah, Ed and I organized it with interested, with CUC, with interested municipalities that wanted to form this co-op. The more municipalities that participate, the lower your rate would be. We had Summers Point, Galloway, Northfield, Linwood, and Margate here, representatives from each of those municipalities.
But not a presentation for the public. The public.
No, that would follow. That would be forthcoming. This is just the next step to form the co-op, and then CUC would do the PR for us. They would meet with the residents. We would do town hall meetings. They would send out letters for us, informing them of the cooperative. And come on up.
So right now, the ordinance that we're introducing tonight is just to propose that we form the co-op. We're not signing up to anything or proposing to sign up.
Right.
We're just going to propose that we're going to join with these 6 other municipalities that you met with to possibly form this co-op. Is that what we're voting on tonight?
Yeah, to move forward with an energy aggregation co-op of these cities that I read.
Okay. But we'll have a chance to discuss this again and gather
Yes, we will.
more information.
Yes.
We're not obligating the people
Absolutely
of
not.
Margate to anything.
We're not switching over now, no. We're
Okay.
just,
Sir, will you state your name?
But Ryan Carr, I'm here to represent Commercial Utility Consultants. And you're absolutely correct, passing the ordinance does not obligate Margate to anything other than to investigate the possibility to be able to save the residents on their electric and possibly natural gas bills. Even after the ordinance is passed, there's also a resolution that would actually establish the co-op with the other towns in addition to the ordinance. Obviously, the resolution could be fairly easily repealed, but even if you do not repeal it, you move forward, you can end the program at any time. You're not committed to it.
All right, thank you. Anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So if it does happen, does that mean that every resident, their supplier changes automatically?
If the municipality decides to move forward with it and you select a winning third-party supplier, then yes, after the municipality passes the ordinance, signs an agreement with the third-party supplier, there's an outreach period that's going to be a minimum of 30 days where we would go through and we do the town hall style meetings, the advertisements, give everybody an opportunity to opt out of the program prior to even being in it. At the end of the outreach period, then everybody's third-party supplier that did not opt out of the program would change.
How could that be possible? I know that, because I've been through this before. If you have the delivery and the supplier, in order to change the supplier, you had to sign a contract to go to that supplier.
Correct.
Okay? So how could you just automatically be thrown into a supplier that you haven't signed a contract for? That's the part I don't understand.
That's part of the legislation. It's the Government Energy Aggregation Act of 2003.
So they just throw you right in. So if you're not here to know about it, you're going to go on to it no matter what, until you figure out by reading your electric bill, which you have to be an engineer to understand, that you've been switched to a new supplier.
And that's where the education of the program and the outreach program comes into play.
I got you.
And even once you're in the
I got
program, you have the opportunity to get out at any time
Absolutely.
without any penalty.
Absolutely. I just don't understand how you could just automatically change somebody's supplier without them agreeing to it, based on what you just told me. That's just
Ryan,
something that I
if you
don't
could clarify, if a municipality moves forward and they enact the program, who actually gets switched over? Is it the people that are the default LDC? What happens to the people that are already on existing third-party agreements?
Right.
If they're already on a third-party supplier, if they already have chosen an alternative supplier,
Like Veridian.
correct, they will not switch over. They will not be on the eligible list. They will not be notified. They will not be switched over. They will still remain on their current contract.
But I think it's like the South Jersey Power Co-op that we have for our municipal buildings. And their rate, just what they shared with us is actually even lower than that South Jersey Power Co-op. So instead of the municipalities, it would be for the residents.
Right, but it's not really the same as what we do as a government, because this is actually affecting all of the residents. What we do as a government in the co-op is just for our municipality and our bills. What this is proposing is that if we sign it and we go forward with it, and it may be the greatest thing in the world, but I don't understand how you could just arbitrarily make a change to somebody's electric supplier without them agreeing to it. I mean, that part I don't understand. And I don't understand it because I've been through it. So that's just the part that I don't understand, and I thought I would bring it up.
Well, thank you. Isn't that Title 14 in 2012 to extend the savings to the residents and protects the residents, also if they want to opt out? Isn't that part of it?
It was the Government Energy Aggregation Act of 2003 that actually established the opt-out provisions of the program. Title 14 from July of 2012 that you're referencing, that gave the municipalities the roadmap or the step-by-step process in order to actually implement the program. But it's been since 2003 that it's been an opt-out program.
Correct. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that I just can't see how you can make a change to somebody's electric supplier without them opting to do it, as opposed to opting out of it. That's the only part that I don't see. And I don't see it because I've been through it.
Okay.
I just have a question.
You're not on.
The ordinance is a first reading, which you can always, the ordinance is a first reading, which we can look at and then talk about more second reading, public hearing. So that if you introduce that doesn't bind us. The resolution, I don't actually see a copy of it, but what does that, if that was passed tonight, there's a lot of questions, I think, here. I have, anyway, questions. Do we have to pass the resolution tonight?
It's not, it's an ordinance.
Well, I thought there was a resolution and an ordinance.
There is, Tom, you and I discussed that, and I've discussed that with Scott, and I've also discussed it with the Commissioner, and my recommendation, and I believe it's yours and Scott's as well, that we don't address the resolution tonight until and unless the ordinance is passed at second reading.
Okay. I'm good with that. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You okay?
Yep.
Good. All right. Scott, do you have anything else?
On that topic or another topic?
On any topic.
Very
We're gonna-
briefly,
we're gonna
114 South Rumson Avenue, we're moving forward with that exchange. The property owner's lawyer today, with regard to building that bulkhead in exchange for that strip of land, we are moving forward. He's agreed to build the whole bulkhead, including the street end at Rumson Avenue.
Cool.
So,
Thank you.
let's get it in writing, let's get the contracts. I got that at about 2 o'clock today.
Okay.
So, very happy about it.
Good.
Rich and I had met with them, so
Good. Thank you very much.
we're moving that forward.
And at this point, we're going to adjourn this meeting and go into our regular public meeting. You'll have a chance to talk in the public meeting. I'm sorry, we have some awards that are scheduled for 5 o'clock, and we're going to go into that. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Tawny?
Yes.
Thank you all.